It's been very hot days in Belgium and I just couldn't sit in this room, so unfortunately 7/7 portal reading for Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius happens now in the 12th of July, just night before I go to Finland. So this is kind of the last chance, but I thought let's give something special in this reading. For example, I got these special stickers for you. I was thinking this is for Libra, Forever 19 kit, can be for some other sign too. This is for Scorpio, Tu e poesie. And this is for Fire, Sagittarius. Little fire eating this bonfire eating this log. So those symbols are now for you. Maybe this could become a totally different reading with this kind of 12th of July. What are these energies here now that the dragon is guarding here? But the original idea of my 7 gates of the heart is that it's a journey through shadow, truth, fire, and remembering your treasure. So this is a sacred space for shadow love, and this is a moment when you can think what is your true treasure. We go through these 7 gates, and I think I start immediately with Libra. So it starts with crystal back. Everything is coming from this now. It's which crystal you get, which deck you get, and then you get your reading. So Libra gets root chakra. There is something to heal the mother wounds or safety and security. Anyway, you get this negative archetype would be to be victim, and positive would be like a powerful mother that is actually also archetype of a creativity. So that's for Libra now. Let me still drink it. So still so warm in this room. But they start to get a little bit more windy outside, and now finally, first one tuning in. This is Shadow Sister Healing, and we are starting Libra reading. I'm gonna do this time slot now 7 gates of Wild Heart for Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. So first is Libra. Oh, already 8 looking. Welcome, welcome. And yes, you can make a free question. I didn't write any details to this live, because if you know my channel, you know how it goes. So when I have my star signs monthly readings, allow in that reading one of those star signs, Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius, ask me a question. It's a free question. And then just to gather a little bit money for my travel, because I'm going to Finland tomorrow, if you want to really answer to a question, you can donate me 10 euro, and then I'm gonna do a reading. I'm so generous, like that's why I asked 10 euro. It becomes sometimes half an hour reading, so it's better you pay that, because if I start with your reading, I'm really gonna serve you. You are Libra. So food is life 509. Good ask. Should we start anyway your star sign reading, because I already took. Let me do first your 7 gate of Wild Heart, and if you don't get answered the questions during this, then you can think still your personal question. Okay? Yes, Libra is the 7th astrological sign in the zodiac. Yes, that's good 7/7 portal for Libra in this sense. Only that this 7/7 portal reading comes on 12, but I thought it's actually nice to see this 6/6 here. It's actually good. And for Libra, I chose this sticker. I have 3 stickers for this star sign. This is now for Libra as a little like a item. Are you a 90s kid maybe? Or are you 2000 kid? I'm from the 70s, so that's old I am. Let's start. The questions are 7 questions, so I'm gonna go through this kind of journey through 7 gates of the Wild Heart. So Libra. And Libra is a cardinal sign, so it's definitely connected to heart, connected to Venus. You got the classic tarot because you got this root chakra. So you have some healing to do with this basic safety and security. Maybe basic needs have to be matter. It can be something about the work or the money, like these basic needs. Ah, yes, you're from the 90s, so it was very matching. Algorithm gave you well. Anyway, do you know the Game Boy? Did you play this? I know my Libra brother was into this. That was the happy times in the 90s. The sound of the Tetris here. Anyway, let's go. First is face your shadow. Meet the part of yourself you have hidden. So in my readings, I always promise you to safely meet your shadow. So we start immediately in the dark part. So what is the Libra shadow now in July? Ooh, it's again connected to money. So we already had this root chakra issue that could be issue that you feel like you are not abundant, while this usually ace means new beginning or receiving money, getting a heritage or having kind of funds. While is in the shadow position, there is some money wound here. So that would be the shadow now to heal that money wound. I think it's connected to the current, we have collectively currently the Chiron in Taurus. Chiron in Taurus started now, which day was it? Start to forget, end of June anyway. This shifted. It was like 7-8 years in Aries, while Chiron was in Aries. Collectively, we are working on this shadow of like a identity, and they could have been wounding of who you are, and really the identity was causing you kind of wounding. You felt that you're not enough. But now, when the Chiron is in Taurus, there is this wounding, healing, that what you got is not enough, or what you have is not enough. So that is now clearly for Libra something, maybe it is really influences this current astrological position even. But at least you know, like you could, if you heal this money wound, I think you can get very abundant. You just have to kind of have balance there. Okay, let me see the next one. We can always verify this. So now, second gate is tell the truth. Speak what your soul already knows, and this is like a key for your soul, the truth. Libra is often a truth card anyway. Ooh, so we are still in the Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, this is the stability. But this means that you're kind of like very like a holding on what you have. It's kind of similar energy continuing. So while you have this Four of Pentacles, can be very like Capricorn card, that you want to be safe and secure, but sometimes holding too tight doesn't let the money flow. So holding every penny, the natural abundance is that it has to be flowing. Or if you receive, you have to give. And this one is kind of holding everything tight to the chest. So there is something about this truth that you are maybe too much holding on to what you got, really too tight. That's the truth. Food Lives 5 knows say, yes, you just know everything. I hope this reading works. I'm just, the way I read the tarot, I'm a psychic and I have studied to be psychic. Everybody can be psychic now for 4 years. And let me say that I take the cards, they feel into my hands. So they're kind of like sticking to my hands. So that's how I know the cards are for you. So there's some kind of spiritual thing here why these cards come. There's Libras have to know this, because I'm focusing now all the Libras I know in this planet when I do this reading. I'm Libra rising, so this reading can be also for Sun, Moon, Rising. This can be even somewhat for me because I'm Libra rising. So can be. You can always look all kind of star sign readings based on that position. What is like career, could be where is your Saturn, for example, or where is your Mars? This kind of driving powers. You could always look readings based on those star signs too. Anyway, let's see. And of course, now talking about the Chiron, you should check where is your Chiron. It doesn't have to be necessary in Taurus that we collectively share. Mine happened to be in Taurus, so it can be. You got it too, but there is a really like a different kind of healing available when you look into this kind of wounding in Chiron phase at Saturn. If I would do a personal reading, I would always check certain shadow aspect of the planets, and Chiron would be one I would look. One would be what is your moon sign, because that's like emotional karma. There are many kind of interesting shadow aspects, but anyway, let's go. So then next one, third one is release the performance, let go. This is the mask that you use to seek approval. So this is the Libra mask. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Talking about karmic lessons, this is exactly Libra lesson about the relationships. Karmic lessons about the relationship. How pain and heartbreak can teach you a big lesson. That is the mask. What is that about the mask? This is wounding then. This fits completely here. Foods line 509 say, my name is Mustakim and I think I have some supernatural powers. I can feel the unseen and sometimes I can see the future from my dreams. Yeah, this is very one way to see future. Yes, and I think I also communicate with the souls. It's very possible. I have this seeing dreams, and it kind of it is kind of interesting when those dreams comes true. Like it is just I'm always like hesitating, like, is this possible? But when it happens, then it's like, oh my God, I actually saw this. But it helps you write those dreams down, so then you have kind of like you have those dreams on the paper, so you can really be sure. Oh, I saw the dream. Yes, and now it's happening. And Foods Life 509 saying, I don't have any girlfriend. Maybe I'm husband material. But this release the performance. 3 of Swords. Maybe there is that victim story, because you got this. I'm always telling what is the healing. So does the healing means that I'm using these chakra crystals because these chakra crystals hide this kind of archetypes of the healing archetypes of this chakra energy, and you happen to have a root chakra which have victim in it, and this looks very much a victim. So maybe there is some kind of like a mask of the victim. I don't know why you have to wear that, but I think there is some kind of to fit in. Maybe you take a lot of those kind of to please people. There is something about that to fit in. Maybe it can hurt you. It's almost like you do this kind of like, okay, I take all the knives on me, so everybody will be fine, but that's not good for you. There's something with the relationships that the mask is on. So you should like you seek approval somehow too much and then you get hurt. Okay, let's go. Fool's Life, yes, too much confusing. Yes, I told about 3 of Swords. Oh, now these psychic readings can be frightening. I have been in a one call with 3 other psychics, and when they start to see my stuff, that was pretty scary. So I understand the feeling when you are receiving end. I'm just like let me say a medium, but when you are receiving end of this, yes, it might be like you spook. You get like a cold feeling, so like a hair up, and you're like, okay, I'm out of here. But I'm really trying to help you. Okay, so then protect your heart. We are going to 4th gate of this wild 7 gates of the wild heart. Maybe this is the wild heart. Interesting, in the center of your reading is the wounded heart. interesting. This reading is named The Seven Gates of the Wild Heart. Well, this is the Saturn karmic lessons of the Libra. There is really some lessons of the pain in the relationship that comes with the pain, but it is really to address that what kind of mask you wear in the relationships. That's the whole thing what causes those pain, maybe. That you have to take the mask off. There's something like that. Okay, let's go. So next is actually protect your heart. So it's right to heart. Choose what honors your word. So this is heart-related gate. What honors your word? Oh, wow. Talking about Saturn lesson, this is totally Saturn card. This is the full circle, the world. So if you had a Saturn lesson Libra, this 3 of Swords is completely your own sign. Next is the 21 of the world card is completing the cycle, and that's the protection of your heart. There is, of course, if you talk about Saturn, there is every 30 years, there is like a Saturn, how you call it? Like a full circle. It might be your, like, if you are around those years, you might have the Saturn return. There might be really this kind of moment of full circle in your life, but that is healing to your heart, to have a full circle, to complete some cycle, to not stay like in some in between. You completing some healing. Every kind of healing happens in the cycles. That's kind of natural of like a nature. So you should aim to complete the cycle and not leave in the middle. Anyway, every reading comes through in your own head, so I just give you those cards. I think it's nice to focus on this one. Forever 90s kid. Maybe there is something positive there too. Anyway, let me see. So you honor your word by having this kind of completion. It could be even like getting a project completely finished, graduating, getting something completely done. That is honoring your heart. It's good for you. Then this like a fool's journey is completely end of the final part. It's almost like you are integrating all the lesson you learned. It's like integration moment. Like this person is looking back to all those things. That maybe there is a money wound, maybe there is like holding on to the property too much, the heart pain. But now, if you wanna really heal the heart, you have to be willing to integrate those lessons from those situations to be whole and complete. Okay, so then 5th, reclaim your fire, return to your passion and creative life force. So what is that? We are talking about July, of course. You have a possibility to come to this kind of full circle. You have a possibility to heal even some karmic wounds now. So this is very positive omen for this July. Really, like there is this kind of ending of a karmic cycle. But this was this kind of pain and lesson. Could integrate that. Fourth life 509 say yes forever 90s kid. Yes, this is good mentality for. It's a lot nice in the 90s. Like let's say people were kind of real then. Not this plastic surgery so much, or maybe it started then a little bit already. Anyways, next one is yes, reclaim your fire. Oh, so the fire is really related to money. This kind of safe king. It could be even like for some, if it's a Libra woman looking, this is the ideal faithful, safe husband. So this would be really, you are passionate about somebody who is this kind of provider. But if you're a man, it could be that you are able to thrive in your career or in your kingdom to keep it safe, like becoming a master of your work or what you are doing, like you are really the heavy work pays off. So we are talking always about July here. So this is very good omen for your work or for your money situation. That indeed, if you are integrating this kind of life lessons and even your shadow, you can really focus on then your passion project and like put your full effort and like focus on what you're good at, like where you are driving. So this is a very good omen. You can be driving really now in July. Or this could be the ideal husband that you're gonna meet. Even in the midsummer, there exists this kind of 7 flowers you put under the pillow, and then you see your future husband in a dream. So I don't know, there is this here. Safe and secure masculine man, this is ideal husband. It's here. Yes, maybe you can be that for somebody if you're a man also. But this is in your fire position. Passion and creative life force is to be like a provider. It's almost like you go through this kind of gate. You're talking about the gates of the wild heart. You have to pass this kind of like gate of pain. And if you manage to do, there is this kind of moment that you become a master of your life. So it's worth it. It's like meet you on the other side. Then very early energy. We start with the Taurus, talking about the Chiron in Taurus. This is a lot of Taurus or earth energy here. It's time to be grounded. Air sign, there's always this wisdom that every air sign, I'm Gemini, but I'm Libra rising. Every air sign have to be focusing on the grounding, because if you are in this kind of 7th heaven, you are floating around, you are not so rooted. So I think here there is a really good advice. Whatever is a passion project, you have to have a good foundation. You have to have a good grounding here. Good plans, safe plans. Yeah, all the good things come after pain. But always I think there is, if you don't learn the lesson, you have to repeat it. So it almost looks like you have a chance to learn really some kind of relationship lesson here and come out as a victor. And then you can focus really to your passion. Nothing is like, this could be indeed this kind of package. This could be this kind of knife in your heart that doesn't make you manifest, because heart is always like the center where you're manifesting. Heart is in Chinese medicine is considered like the king in your body. So if you're wounded, the king is not completely on the throne, but this king looks like it is healed. It is like thriving. It is blooming. So there is this possibility for you to heal some old hurt. And then got like a new life force here. Then 6th, trust your intuition. This is actually a bad position here. Let your inner sense guide the way. So when I was preparing this reading, I invented this spread for you. Anyway, when I was inventing this spread, a bat fly into my bedroom. It's been very hot nights in Belgium, and so my bedroom window was completely open, and this very cute looking bat really have some kind of devil card here in this one deck that looks like that bat. It really reminds me of that. Wait, I'm gonna find it to illustrate how did it look. Anyway, this bat flied into my bedroom and was like flying around the lamp, and then it was lying around my head, and then it went under the bed, and I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get it out. And then same time when I was chasing the bat out, I was just thinking like, oh my god, I'm preparing this reading, and this bat might symbolize something now here. And without these devil things, it really looked like this. It sat under my bed and it really looked like this. And I was like, oh my god, little devil came here. But devil in tarot is always like you have this huge passion and huge like a engine in your car is completely working. Like you can drive up the mountain. So this is good. This is very good workforce. So now in this bat position, we are talking about intuition actually, but maybe it's this kind of passionate intuition. It comes after this passion. So let me see what is for you, Libra. This for your guidance. This kind of good omen here. Ooh, another king. This is very promising to have 2 kings. So interesting. You have a King of Cups, which is very emotional, water king. So you have the earth and the water. This talks about like emotional intelligence, emotional like intelligence. So very deep feelings can be totally intuitive king. You have a possibility to master the wealth and master the intuition. Almost like you have a possibility to pass this gate and become completely even psychic. If we continue with these psychic cards, these 2 cards are connected already to the third eye. So you should trust your intuition now. That came as a King of Cups. So there is really like almost like what you are excited or what you love or what you're like really passionate about in the sense of the heart is involved. You can trust that. It is like these are guiding you. These 2 kings. For some people, it could mean that there is really suitors, if you're female, that there is this kind of or earth sign or water sign around you, influencing you also, giving you some kind of security. Or like these are 2 men somehow influencing your life. Could be ready to work also, bosses or colleagues. Then anyway, you should trust this kind of mastery of intuition. Like your intuition can be very on point. Like Food's Life 509 said that you saw like or you see powerful dreams. That is really when your third eye is working. You can indeed see, and you can know just stuff. Yeah, this is very cute. Maybe you said about this. It was really looking like this. It was a very cute bat. Food's Life 509. I think you know every single thing about me. My emotions, I'm surprised now. There is Carmen Romano Salvete 1255 said hi. Welcome. Anybody is welcome also after to ask question. Food's Life 509 has been here first, but I do want to pick a question that would be good for all collective. So you can think about good question. I want to pick also that the question is somehow interesting for every other Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Anyway, the 7th gate of the wild heart is now remember your treasure and discover your gifts, wisdom, and light that have always belonged to you. So this is kind of this very moment when you realize what is your true treasure. So I mean, we are going very well with this gate. This gate is really looking like it activates first a little bit like a pain, and then it goes to this kind of mastery. So you have this available for you, almost like in this Game Boy you would get good at playing this Tetris. You would get good at it. The longer you play, better you get. Let's see, Libra treasure. Ooh, this is a very nice treasure. Fool's journey, new chapter in your life. So wow, we end up this whole reading to have this Joker card of the tarot. Like if you had the Valve moment when we move from this kind of pain to the more positive things, this was the end of the cycle, and this is the beginning of the cycle. So you are completely starting some kind of new chapter in your life where you can be totally carefree. It means you could really travel. You could really this like holding this kind of mystic white rose. You can really be curious about life. This, if you would set all these major arcana cards in the Kabbalah tree of life, this is how you get connected to the source with this full energy eventually. It is like you have to have a beginner's mindset. This is like to get psychic, the last step is really to never judge what you get. You're just getting from the source, and later you analyze it. But this is really when you are on holiday, you're mostly the most psychic. When you are carefree, when you don't have that baggage, you are like, there is this metaphor like we might be just be hold on all kind of stone back and all kind of trauma we had down the water, but when we let that go, we just rise up naturally. So you have a possible to start from like a blank slate, like anything is possible. This is like a lover of life. This could be even lover who shows up. This could be your lover. Looks like this. Who is this person? Looks very creative, like a poet type. So all these men could be representing this kind of stability, and this could be like completely like there is this lover energy activated, but lover energy is this carefree energy. You focus on the good side of the life, the sunny side of life, and you are not worrying about what's coming. You're just like a trusting like a child. So wow, that's your treasure, that you can be this kind of lover of life, or you are getting to know a person like this who is going to woo you. Yeah, this is a Fool card. So Fool card is the zero in tarot. It can be anywhere. It's like a joker card. So it is usually the inspiration even to a magician to do the magic. So it is telling you like you have just a huge potential to do anything. The world is your oyster. It's like almost like you have a potential now in July to wrap some old cycle, some old life or patterns, and really come clean. And then you are just mastering. You are just thriving, and then you're also able to be carefree, which is very good for you, because you can completely start a new chapter in your life. Yeah, this is very much like I see this often like a connect this to the inner child, because our inner child is the very strong muse for us. If we put the picture of ourselves like a 5-year-old in our phone, for example, and we look a little bit at that face, that person, 5-year-old us or a little child in us, had really capacity to be carefree and dream and not have yet the persona and the mask on, or the old expectations put on, but truly your essence. You should understand the capacity to now in July come back to your true essence. With this kind of lover life, and it can be very, very good. Okay, I can a little bit verify. I have this nice kitty card. Let me mix them a little bit. But I like how this 7 Gate of Wild Heart was going. Yes, actually I have a advice card from this Oracle of the Divine. Let me give that because I have other readings too. So let me start that first, and I'm gonna still check which one we should know more. Libra, this is your advice. Wow, ambition. Okay, so we are really in this work field. There's something about being ambitious about. Interesting. I love this for you. Really, you can become victorious. You can tame the beast. Saturn always talk about kind of work also, so this could be career related because there's money involved, many years effort. It could be this healing has to happen with your career. These all are very like talking about the career. Inanna, wow, Inanna is very powerful. I have a feeling it's even somehow connected to Libra, but okay, anyway. So this is the Inanna's descent to the underworld. So I mean, here is completely looking like that. You have to deal with this kind of underworld pain. So the suit would be hero. The goddess Inanna commonly known by her Akkadian name Ishtar, after accumulating the power of both heaven and earth, desired more. She began to cover her sister Ereshkigal's throne in the underworld. Covet her sister Ereshkigal's throne in the underworld. Through ultimately unsuccessful in usurping her sister, Inanna still managed to obtain vast wealth and territory to become one of the most powerful deities in the pantheon of ancient Mesopotamia. This card represents the conviction to make dreams into reality, taking what you want, charging forward, dominating the room, and letting nothing stand in your way. So this determination, aspiration, and motivation, yes. I already saw this kind of energy here. Like this is completely, there was this lion here. I love to see how the cards repeat, like the same kind of lion is here. It's only like this. It's not Inanna, but this is looking very similar as this. And this was in the center of your reading, the heart position. So having this kind of school of life, in the sense that you start to understand what is that kind of pain that keeps you stuck. Isn't it that kind of money bound? Is it that you're holding too tight on some money? You don't let it flow, you don't let it invest, because this would be like you are investing to something new. This is completely trusting the unknown, which is always where the love is, or the best things are. You have to trust also the divine. So this Inanna here tells that you have to be willing to integrate some life lessons. And if you do, you will be almost like this sacrifice is worth, you will be granted like a huge freedom to really be even in this kind of leader position. This was talking about like you are like a dominating the room. So I think these two were totally showing the self. You have possible to dominate the room. Dominate with your professionality or your capacity to be stable and secure person, as well emotionally secure and stable person. And then still have this kind of very Uranus style, exciting innovator energy. Yeah, I have to trust Safe Foods Life 509. Yes, let me now give a little verified. Sometimes, but I love to see how these cards are really similar. Really look, the lion here. It's almost like mirroring this stuff. So. Let me verify this treasure. Remember your treasure, this fool. Ui. The hermit and the 10 of wands. I mean, the fool here is indeed alone. Okay, there is a dog, faithful dog here. But the hermit talks about there's an inner journey. So hermit is also in this kind of landscape of the, of course, it's Virgo card. But there's something you have to do alone. That's your treasure. Spiritual journey is always happening alone. So maybe even talking about that the flashlight is pointing on to this 10 of wands that is finishing a project. Also the rowing a boat alone. I think you have some kind of path that you have to be hero of your own journey. You have to take that leap of faith to do something alone. That it's really giving you inner like growth. This hermit talks about always like you get wise, that you can even be teaching other people usually. Really, this makes me think about this old movie from the 90s, from the 95, Dead Man. This boat. There also it's almost this kind of like a journey to some unknown land. This accountant go to this kind of like a western place. It's a bit hostile, but it's like finding a way. I think you have to keep this kind of mindset that you have a good luck around you, but you have to be confident about your capacities. The treasure is that you have a lot of capacity to finish the project. You have a lot of capacity to highlight something that you can see. You can be this kind of leader. You have this kind of vision. Yeah, Foods Life 509 say, I know I have to do it alone. There is a song in my Bangla, and there is no one, just walk alone. Maybe this is very nice wisdom. Thank you for sharing this. And as I thank you for your information. I'm really motivated now. Yes, I'm going to start a new journey of my life. Yes, this gives a lot of like a courage, but that okay, there can be this pain, but you can turn this pain and sacrifice into a life lesson that can really make you a master. Maybe almost like Kiron wisdom is always like, where is your Kiron? There is also your treasure, because there is that pain. When you are mastering it, you become a teacher of it. You become like my Chiron is in Taurus in the 7th house, actually in the Libra house. It means I would have issues with relationship, but when I'm healing that, I'm gonna become a relationship specialist. And maybe I am somehow doing these readings already. So it's like, if you are willing to look into those kind of dark parts, that dark can become your power. So never be fearful about being whole and complete and integrating that shadow too. It's good for you. Okay, I think that's for Libra. Now, I know you are very, are you new here, Food is Life 509? Because usually if I read for somebody, at least you should subscribe to my channel. That's at least you can do. Because I didn't put any limitation now that anybody can say anything. So subscribe, and if you have that question, type it in. And he's saying, I was in a relationship in 2023, still I can move on, but I think I can. Yes, I think that is those years showing here. 3, 21. Anyway, I think that it's your life, so you decide. You have a free will if you need to deal with that pain longer. Like everybody are unique. Like we need certain time. Like maybe we hold on this pain because the pain reminds of what we lost. So sometimes we need really. It matters so much. We cared so much that it's almost like, yeah, you cannot let go before you have dealt with it. But anything like a love is a verb. You have to actively love. Grieving is a verb. You have to actively grieve. So I think what could keep those knives stuck is that if you don't allow yourself grief. So what is that grieving for you? Is it crying, or is it that you really do some little ritual even? But you have to actively do things, grieve or love. That's for sure. Okay, I subscribe it. I will always journal love. Yeah, I'm doing them like now less because I do once a month, and lately I couldn't keep my promise about the lies because it was so hot in here. Even if you would see me now, I'm sweating even this moment, this room. This is just summer. And tomorrow I go to Finland, so I try to finish this Saraning. But anyway, if you now have a question, I'm willing to get a personal question, but if you got answered already, I think it will be also nice for these people that my reading can be all in one reading. I can move to the Scorpio. It's already late. It's 3:30 in my country. You mean it's during a day or it's during a night? I think it's during a day, is it? Here is evening. Anyway, I would like to do Scorpio because I have 3 readings I promised to do in this one time slot. And you have still time to think about them. Question, so I can always take it. Next is Scorpio. So Scorpio, I chose this kind of Tue poesy, French. Everything is poems or poetic. So let's see what kind of crystal is coming for Scorpio. Ooh, your third eye. And then you get hopefully this I'm not dropping. I have like Halloween deck. I'm always using Halloween deck for my third eye readings. Foods Life 509 say, I don't have any questions anymore. I will move on. Thanks for your help. Yeah, I think this general reading can really be helping. So sometimes it's like not needed more, because even when you're part of this reading, the cards might react to you. You were here as a Libra. It was nice that I had Libra energy present. Thank you for being here. Maybe something came just because you were here. I'm like energy sponge. I'm connecting to people who are there. Oh, it's Asia. Yeah, it's night. It's 3:15 a.m. Okay, you have to go to sleep. I think it's good for you even. So thank you for being here. And thank you for subscribing. Anybody here new, subscribe, because I'm a new reader. I mean, I have done this for 4 years, but still, I'm not doing much publicity. So not many people know I exist. I'm from Finland originally. I live in Belgium, so I go tomorrow to my home country. I go tomorrow to Finland. Yes. Bye. Somebody else wanna talk? Can always talk. Now we are having a Scorpio. So we start with the Scorpio. 7 gates of the wild heart. A journey through shadow, truth, fire, and remembering your treasure. So Scorpio, let's see first. You are facing your shadow. Scorpios around the world. This is now your July shadow. Ooh, wow. Wheel of Fortune. How lucky you can be. Jupiter energy. Jupiter is currently in Leo. So there is actually this kind of like possibility to be really having a glow moment, but somehow for you, Scorpio, this glow moment is not so easy. I don't know, maybe you like to hide more than you want to be. And you feel like if you are in this kind of spotlight, it feels like being a circus and knives at you. So it's like maybe it's uncomfortable. That is your shadow. You don't enjoy the spotlight so much. It doesn't look very, even though it's holding this kind of lucky glow, it feels a little bit like, oh my god, where I am. What is happening here? But this is Scorpio shadow. You should get used to this kind of wheel that keeps turning, because that's a natural wheel. You should just be very centered. But yeah, now it's like, oh my god, what's happening here? Why people notice me? Okay, let's see. So this is the part you have hidden. You don't like to be really possibly so much in this spotlight. The truth, speak what your soul already knows. So this is the key for Scorpio now. 2 of Wands. I interpret this card, of course, this can be a travel plans. Fits very well for summer. So this is the truth. You really want to live in the present moment, but wisdom of this card, what I see is like a present moment want to keep this past and the future in peace. They are like kind of like, if you are going to think too much of your past and too much your future, it's kind of problem. So you should stick in the present moment and not let these devils run around to cause havoc. So, but usually meaning is like you should focus on this kind of planning, and indeed living in the present moment will be good for you. That is like a truth. Yes, try to focus on what is exactly happening. Even if it's happening here, like you're dealing with this past and the future. So then release the performance, let go of seeking approval, and this is your mask position. What is that, Scorpio? Ooh, Emperor. Oh my god, Frankenstein. So this is Aries card. This is the structured, very organized masculine card, divine masculine card. But think you have this kind of like a gold mask. Somehow everything has to be very organized and calculated. Then you're a little bit like alone in this throne. How can this Frankenstein be more free? Interesting, this brain is here. Okay, let's see then. Protect your heart. Choose what honors your word. Is it heart position, 7 gate of the wild heart? Oh wow, magician. I love to see this things out here. So this even the emperor is very much like a boss and a leader. Well, this was this kind of persona and like a mask that you have to always be the leader. Maybe you have to have the last word. Still, this heart, honoring your word, is the active maker, designer, and this kind of magician who take action in a very magical ways. This is a Gemini card. Could be also you have a relationship with a Gemini, or you are in love with a Gemini. Could be also because in the heart. There's something about this that you are in love with this this kind of active magician energy. I think Scorpio can be very mystic. So I think that this is really the essence of Scorpio, that you love to be in this kind of magical element. That's your element. You honor your heart if you are there. And interesting, the bat is flying. We are coming soon to that card. But yeah, interesting cards. I think communicating about what you do is very important here. It's good for your heart. Your word. You can be this kind of active maker, but also truth about being a designer. Very big part, like 25% of part to be a designer. I know about being a designer is to communicate about your project. So you have to be able to, or you need to communicate well. So you honor your work or your art or your things that come your heart if you really use this kind of Mercury style abilities, Gemini style abilities to communicate about the projects you do. So speak up of the magic you make, or that the magic that is in you. That is also clearly coming from your heart, some magical things. Then reclaim your fire, return to your fire, passion and creative life force, Scorpio. Okay, so this is interesting. This is 6 of Pentacle. It's the being balanced of what you give and you take, not to just give or not just to receive. Have this kind of abundance in a sense of balance. Like you can be abundant if you give and you receive. There is not one way. You have to understand that you have to honor the both ways. That's the fire here. It's almost like you can even be the one who give first and then you receive. You can be the person who is generous first. It's like you are having abundance here in July. And that's like maybe it's even exciting. Like if you are like this creative person, nobody can create from the empty cup, or empty hat. So you clearly have something to give, and that's like feels good. Like I have something to give, and then you get something else. Could mean also that you have to think about this kind of product-wise, like okay, how you sell your product. But this card tells that you can be lucky with receiving. Then next, trust your intuition. This is the bat position. Let your inner sense guide the way. What is that for Scorpio? Oh, wow. King of Bats. So we have this kind of wise king here. So it's a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So it's like being sharp-minded. I think you could benefit because this intuition, there is like automatic writing exists, like a intuitive method. You could try that, or you could just speak with the flow state. I think it's more like that, because this already looks like somebody is actively presenting something. Here also the problem was the spotlight. So maybe the person doesn't wanna really speak here, but here it would be advisable that you would be just like the flow state and start to speak. You have opposite capacity to be wise. This is mastering the words, mastering the swords. You can be very sharp. Talks about again this kind of leadership. There's a lot of like a leadership showing here. Even though this might be coming a little bit too hard, too cold here. So this is also cold king, but I think can be, you can verify. They're both kind of like a cut the crap, like telling the truth. Very, very on the point. Maybe that's needed in July. Maybe that's why they're here. Anyways, interesting that this was in the bat position, because the bats are in this card completely the suit. And then the last but not least is remember your treasure, Scorpio. Discover the gifts, wisdom, and light that have always belonged to you. What is it? Ooh, wow. Devil energy. Wow. So, or you are very sexy, or you have a capacity to be sexy, or there is this really this fire burning, like passionate treasure that you really, okay, I understand Scorpio is a sex sign of zodiac. So I think it talks about, even if you come up cold with this kind of communication, if you dress a little bit sexy, maybe it's more warmer, the message is received more warmer, and you are this kind of like a season of the witch. I mean, it's not yet season of the witch, but then that's your season. I think you should always honor this kind of dark autumn nights, the part of your birth season. It's your treasure. Being sexy, or being this mother of 3 kids. There's something. Could it be that if you are already like that young, that you are not yet in the family, this is in the cards, that you could be even having this family? This looks like a couple. Gemini man and Scorpio woman. Or air sign man and then this fiery woman. Anyway, take what resonates. There is clearly that you can communicate well. You can show up as a leader. You have something to work out to be in the spotlight. Like this is the shadow. Jupiter is always like what you focus increases. So you should allow yourself to expand. Be in this kind of like a expansive energy, not to make yourself smaller or close yourself, but let this kind of fire take off. It's good. Be passionate about something, that's good. Maybe it's also hot where you are. I mean, it's very hot now in Belgium. Maybe it talks about this hot times ahead in July. Something hot is happening, that's your treasure. Putting this kind of mini skirt on if you're a woman, or this would be the love interest arriving. Hot and heavy. Okay, let me show the... I see this kind of couple energy here. This is like showing like a next to each other. This would be one. This would be one. So let me see now. Advice for Scorpio. Vanity. What is that? Are we in some show business here? Or you looked a bit like that. Vanity. Where do I find that thing? Here. Okay, it's also connected to the suitors. So here we have advice for July. The sweetest challenge. Story is connected to the industrious daughter and origin American Southwest coquette legend. After the industrious daughter made a name and fortune for herself with her incredible clothing making skills, the suitors of the village sought to beguile her with what they liked. They danced their favorite dances. I mean, come on. Is this the Scorpio woman? They danced their favorite dances, decorated their houses with their most cherished flowers, and wore their best clothes. All without asking her what she wanted. When she ignored their efforts, they shunned her. This card represents self-observation, boastfulness, and assumption that your worldview is universally shared. Okay, this is connected to narcissism, conceit, and ostentation. Okay, maybe a little bit self-centered. But what is the lesson here? Maybe you are like fearing what this was a shadow position to be on the spotlight. Maybe you are fearing to be a little bit like, oh, I'm too much on the spotlight, while you are meant to be even. But if you are in the spotlight, or there's always a tension if you do something powerful. So you should not be fearful of that power. Any leader know that they are kind of alone doing stuff, and these people are quite alone here, a part of this sharing and caring. And here also, there's some codependency going on here, but it's just yeah, there is this risk that people can see you like a too like a vanity, like you are too self-centered. But I think being beautiful in the summer, I mean, you should enjoy life also. It's not something that you should make yourself small. Okay, let me verify a little bit. What is this treasure? Why is devil as a treasure? Oh, the moon. There's some secrets here. The devil talks about some sexy secrets. Maybe you want to keep your SAX life a bit secret, but there is like something is happening in the moonlight. It's not meant for all eyes. There is some kind of passion in the moonlight, in the little bit unknown. Some mystical moments. Maybe that is indeed the Scorpio love life, like things have to be staying a little bit this kind of moonlight. Then it's good stuff. But it is showing that sometimes it can be a bit mysterious. This passion here, a treasure. How about this intuition? What wanted to tell this? Inner guides guiding your way. Nine of Wands. Okay, so this is really not giving up. This is something about working on something that actually include even gathering around the bonfire. So connecting to other people, having this kind of team gathering is part of this way of doing. You are not alone here. You have some kind of group who you talk to. Then it's great to like a work project. It's like some kind of like a working giving up. How about this magician in this hard position now? Okay, Three of Swords. It can be some kind of painful thing here. Protect your heart, choose what honors your word. There can be others. There can be a lot of suitors here. Maybe there is indeed some kind of love triangle going on here even. So can be some, but this talks about, same as I said to Libra, this can be the karmic lessons of relationships. So the magician is always taking action and is always like doing something about it. It's not just being a victim. So I think there is just something that you are wanting to deal with some people even, or some suitors, or some love triangle. Yeah, correct, because my sister say Jessica is here. Yes, I'm in this room, but it's so hot. I was like, I couldn't move. But I'm here, and I'm gonna do this night all of the readings, because tomorrow I leave for almost 1 month to Finland, so I have to do this. I have no other choice. I'm still in Scorpio. I had this nice sticker for Scorpio. Everything is poems, poesy. Anyway, should I just end this? Let me see one more time this shadow. Why this Wheel of Fortune now was Scorpio shadow? Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so the 9 was also here. It is interesting. You are really gathering wealth like independently. It means that you have to kind of like stand out. It's almost like if these are pentacles in this tree, even if this is like this kind of like a circle where is knives are thrown in circles, it looks almost like a pentacle. So I think you have to understand how much word there is in you, Scorpio. That you are part of this business, or you are like a main ingredient of this business, or this legacy you are building, and you have to win the shadow that maybe you don't want to stand out because it's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension like this. You feel like the knives are thrown at you, but it's part of leading this mission. So you have to kind of stand out as the maker. You're called to kind of like take the lead also here. This is a minor card compared to the magician. Magician is very a mastermind, whatever is thrown at you now. And then you have this kind of passion happening in the moonlight, a little bit secretive. So that is your secret sauce. Okay. But who is saying something? Oh yes, Finland. Oh yes, I'm going. I go every year, once a year. It's my moment. I go with my child to Finland, but it's usually very good. Now I always cool energy there. That I have one postcard from Finland. This is Midsummer Fire, for example. We have always the middle of June. That Finland is where I'm from, so I need to charge my batteries always there. and show my country to my child. So let's move to Sagittarius. Is there any Sagittarius? Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, who is here in the house? I took today this kind of little icons. This was for Libra. This was for Scorpio. And this is for Sagittarius. This house, moving castle, this kind of happy fire in the castle. Let's see what fire is coming. I love this so much. Anyway, this is for Sagittarius. Let's see now. Yes, that's Moon here. So this is for you. Let's ignite this fire. These 7 gates of the wild heart. Ooh, you got the sacral chakra. This is nice. I actually got this kind of Edmundulak deck, a little bit fairy tale related deck now for this. The horse here. Sacral chakra always healing is that don't become a people pleaser, don't become like a martyr in what you do, you sacrifice everything for others, but you have to understand you can enjoy life too and be a king and a queen on a throne. Enjoy life, that's wisdom here. So, is there people pleasers in this house? It's so easy to say yes, I know that, but sometimes when you say yes to yourself, you say no to others, and sometimes you have to learn to say yes to yourself. Let's start this 7 gates of the wild heart. So now we are facing the shadow. If you have a Sagittarius moon, it's really like an emotional life. Even karmic relationship related to this moon. My moon is in actually Aries. It's funny, you are Aries, but I have Aries moon. Sagittarius moon, it came here. What we have here, 7 of Pentacles is your shadow. Meet the part of yourself you've hidden. Maybe in this case, I'm always going to read this little fairy tale, but it can be always calculating what you have earned. When you do something, you're almost like calculating what you earn with it. So it can be that shadow that it's always like, what is the word? Is this juice worth the squeeze? It's almost like that kind of mentality is in shadow. Like you don't squeeze if you don't get the juice. Yes, somebody say, Nyuan Pakova, what are you doing? I'm doing monthly horoscope reading for this time slot. I have done Libra, Scorpio, now is Sagittarius. And this spread I have created myself is the 7 gates of the wild heart, and it was meant to be made in the 7th portal, but happens to be that it's very hot in Belgium where I am, and I just couldn't be in this room. And now when it's 12, today is already 12th of July, so now I have to do this reading. So anyway, this is 7 gates of wild heart. First gate is a shadow. So let me read now. This predictive reading for July. It's nice to see the 7th card for July. It's almost like the July present in this card. This number. It could be that there is something about focusing on this money, how much you have harvest, how much you earn in summer, but it's somehow worrying you because it's in the shadow. In a moonlit, is this like that? In a moonlit wild setting, a man and a woman think of the future. He has a book in his hands. She leans on a branch, searching for contact with nature. A moment of thought, evaluating options, considering opportunities and knowledge. It could be even in your couple relationship, if you would be in a relationship, there is something that you have to conversate, like the finances. But that is, it's not always easy. Somehow it feels like a shadow. Next. This was also king and a queen on a throne enjoying the abundance. So I think there is some healing to do with this kind of sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is of course very emotional related, so emotional healing. sometimes money issues are emotional. So if you are fearful about the money or there's some bad emotions, you should kind of heal that kind of money relationship maybe here. I see immediately with this crystal. You should start to enjoy having money or being abundant. You should start to like celebrate even that harvest, not to worry about the harvest. Next, tell the truth, speak what your soul already knows is a key truth now in July for Sagittarius. Okay, we have here interesting card. This is like a judgment card, but very dark. What can I see here? I'm gonna read this card. I'm gonna always read these fairy tales. Can give you something. Can also indicate there is something happening the 20th of July because the date is here like that. What is a life path? Almost the end of cycle, so there is something like if this was evaluating, this is again a card that you are evaluating, judging the situation. So judgment. Beyond the confines of the sky, men and women await their sentence. They wait to discover who among them will be chosen and guided by mysterious hands towards new roads and new lives. Irreversible changes, transformation, evolution, awareness, what has come to pass. I think it's time to look a little bit what has happened. It's like time, almost like before the school year now to see what's coming next. So often people are on holiday. It's time to kind of reflect. The past. Okay, this immediately came for the next position without I even said it. So this is a release the performance, let go the mask of seeking approval, and it's 5 of Cups. Little mermaid story. This is usually pain and loss. Why that is now in that mask. Anyway, that card literally jumped on me, so it really wanted to come. A man speaks to a young nude woman who protects her nudity with her hair and hands. Her feet are in the water. She is still uncertain as to whether she should face the sea or flee to the distant city. Accepting the truth, making preparatory measures even when afraid. Interesting. There is again this kind of man and a woman conversating. Maybe there is some moments, if you are in a relationship now, Sagittarius, you have a moment to kind of address some kind of painful feelings or loss or anything. You have to have this kind of hard conversations. But this is in this mask position, so maybe release the performance. Somebody might also hide this kind of painful emotions that can then fester. So it's time to talk about it. If the mermaid is not happy, if the mermaid is in pain, there's something like that. That she lives in normally different world than the man. There's something like that. Okay, then let's see. Thinking now on Sagittarius friend. This could be. It's a little bit like a damsel in distress situation. Maybe you really have to talk about something that people can help you, because if you don't ask help, no angel will help you. So it's like, it's always like you have to voice it out. There are some people who are now coming and they would want to help if you just speak, but mermaid was the person who has lost the voice and could not speak. So maybe there's a little bit that keep too much inside. There's opportunity to speak up, to release this mask of silence. Then protect your heart, choose what honors your words. So Sagittarius, what is that? Interesting, this is Emperor card. Really, I think I have to again read the story. Aries energy is always like very being a leader, being a trendsetter. Choose what honors your word. I think you have to understand that you have something valuable here as a leader. Also number 4 as a number heart, so and the heart is emperor of the body, so it's almost like you have to honor your heart, that your heart needs to lead. Yes. Respected and worshipped, the pleasures around him are a reminder of his duties. The throne is his because of the dedication and wisdom with which he looks into the chaotic parts of the world to maintain order. Authority, discipline, he establishes the rules. I think you really have to take almost like the heart in your hand, like let this heart rule. What you love, show it. Yes, show what you love. I sometimes, even in my videos, I sometimes want to show what I love. It's important to speak what you love, but even show what you love. So example of what is that true love. You lead with love. Now in July, maybe it's a heart related matter. But you have to take ownership of something that is yours. It's yours. Then reclaim your fire, return to your passion and creative life force. What is that? 6 of Cups. This is usually nostalgic energy, even connected to the soulmate. Here is the Kai and Gerda related fairy tale, but I'm gonna read that to you. A girl says goodbye to her grandmother after having spent time with her in her house full of flowers and toys. The little one is on a boat, ready to leave, and the two look upon each other affectionately, sharing a beautiful moment, building memories, hope of reliving them. It can be really some kind of this is your fire. It might be some really nostalgic about some relative, like a grandma who has been very inspirational in your life. Might be really that. I know one friend of mine who lost a grandma, and the grandma indeed inspired her, but there is something about now in July that you can return to your passion and creative life force. Remember this kind of lost innocence that can be. These happy times with the grandma is always almost like this spirit world is happy to be part of your life. They are like they're cheering you. So think that if they died, they are your angel's guard, and they are there to cheer you on. That yes, you got it, got this bloodline on. Do something what we didn't do. Go further than we did. There's really some kind of true love here in the sense of like it gives you fire, this kind of family roots. Could be even that you are visiting some family now. Talks about that. It gives you like a passion, like strength that you can really have these moments with family. Remember the family members. Then next is trust your intuition. Let your inner senses guide the way. Oh, is this Knight of Cups? Page of Cups. Let me see. Maybe Knight of Cups. Romantic things again. There's a lot of couple energy anyway being here. I think there's some romance ahead. Maybe if you are in the couple, you could really have this quality time together. But if you are not, you could really activate some dating apps. Because it looks like there is some romance happening. Some romance. Where is my cups? I'm gonna really read you the stories. Oh yeah, it is the page of cups. So it's actually really dreamy relationship here. Young love. A couple walks together in a vast garden, moving away from the palace. The woman is serving the man a beverage. The man sips from a chalice. They are calm, united. They proceed fearlessly, making new plans, setting out the new journeys, new dreams. Yes. There is in the cards that you can connect with somebody who can support your dreams. And this can usually be this kind of inner child healing card that you actually remember this kind of dreamer in you. Now they are a little bit getting drunk here, but maybe there are like all kind of carefree moments. And you should trust this kind of good vibes. Enjoy life a little bit. Have the happy times, like carefree, no worries. Connect to the family, then go to the village party. It's gonna be even the daddy energy here, but there's something like everything starts from addressing some kind of like pain that has kept you maybe locked here. Somebody coming closer wanna approach, and you should let them. Then the treasure. Sagittarius, remember your treasure. Discover the gifts, wisdom, and light that have always belonged to you. So what is now that? 9 of Pentacles. This independent single woman. This is somebody who is able to do a lot alone. So is confirmation your treasure is this kind of independent maker. You can do a lot alone. You can be a man or woman, but you can be like a wealthy woman, for example. You don't need always other people to make your happiness. It also mean that you got a lot to offer. That is kind of like a ideal bride. A young wealthy woman wrapped in silks observes the beauty of the countryside. She is surrounded by trees, flowers, and horses. Solitary contemplation, inner well-being, safety, love for a life of beauty and luxury. Yes. So you can pamper yourself and this kind of self-care, even buy a new dress. Be enjoying life. July looks like there is a little bit like a money worries. Can be talking the relationship you are having, or like related to some people. Judging a little bit whatever situation you are in. Also having this Little Mermaid story. You should release that kind of story. That you do speak up. That you're not falling a victim. Then taking this kind of leadership. The heart leads. Then you honor this kind of ancestry and all kind of joy. You let yourself enjoy life. You recognize yourself as this kind of maker, that you have a lot. Almost kind of like gratitude would be here now in place, like to really like, okay, I deserve to buy this dress. I deserve to enjoy a little bit life. I have done a lot of work. I can have a little bit holiday. So this talks as well, don't be a people pleaser, be in your powers and enjoy the pleasure of life. Same is coming here in this crystal. So I think there is this overall message of July for Sagittarius. You kind of need to let go a little bit this kind of worrying and just enjoy life. And let fire burn. Okay, let me see advice card. Already a long time busy. Advice for Sagittarius. Ooh, gluttony, what is that? Oof, what a card is coming here. Is anyway your advice? Ui, things start dropping. What is that? Ooh, things start to drop indeed. Gluttony. Always maybe have to be balanced. Even you are enjoying the pleasure of life, you have to understand like there is like a balance needed always. Where is this? Okay, this is advice for Sagittarius. From this Oracle of Divine. Kuula Kai or Hawaiian Myth, and this is a challenge suite. Kona was a large supernatural puhi or eel who was strong enough to kill sharks. One day, Kona discovered the loko'ia or fish pond that fisherman Kula made, and the eel smashed its walls to feast on all the fish inside. When Kula realized what had happened, he set out to capture and kill the thieving eel. Upright, this card represents overindulgence, wastefulness, and being perpetually unsatisfied. It symbolizes being hard to please, being someone who consumes, whether that be love, time, or physical goods, without ever giving in return. Insatiability, excess, rapaciousness. Okay, you should pay attention a little bit of this. That if you're not giving in return, you're just taking, but I don't know if I see that in the cards so much. Maybe this one that if you burn all the wood, if you burn everything, you don't have anything. Like maybe this, let's burn it all. It almost look like the same. Little advice to have like a moderation. Not gluttony is a vice. So maybe if you drink, don't drink too much. Like moderate all these vices. If you focus on some being a leader, like don't go in excess to boss people around or be so independent that you don't need anybody. Everything I think talks about excess here in this card. Like if you, nothing in excess is good. But these things can really be good to know that there's a lot of like what was this card? Fifth. Fire is this passion in this kind of family origin. A lot of power coming from there. Fire power. It's even aligned with this card here. There's some kind of fire power here. Coming from your house of origin. Sandro say, hello Shadow, how are you? Sandro, yeah, correct, nothing in excess is good. Yes, this was indeed for you too. But I mean, this looks a bit scary. But maybe you might get like addicted to something good stuff. And then the spirit is trying to advise you like, okay, hold your fire a little bit, like don't burn everything at once. It can be money, it can be relationships. Just don't consume everything. Like you have to be able to give also to these things, not just take. Anyway, Chandra say you're correct. So this was the advice. Maybe I'll give you a little advice. I give them the classic tarot. In this case, it's nice to have a classic tarot. Understandable. These are so complicated, these cards already. Let me verify this this romance here. This was in the trust your intuition. Let your inner senses guide you. That way, like a drinking here. Getting a little tipsy here. What that is. Oh wow, it's a happiest day. So I mean, it could be even a number 19th or 19th of July. But I mean, happiest card or tarot, sun. Talking about the summer and the Leo season, I think you just, when the Leo season starts, yes, there can be this kind of drinking parties, but I think just don't go to excess. But it's definitely happening in now. The sun is good for your intuition even. It's good to have sun. Again, not in excess. But this, it opens your third eye more if you get sun. You even sleep better if you have sun. So anyway, this happy romance is happening now in this kind of, maybe you have a beautiful holiday, you meet somebody, drink a little bit, but yeah, don't get too wasted. Anyway, let's see what else. It could talk about even inner child healing, because this was an inner child healing card as well. This is a page of cups, and this is as well inner child healing related to cards. So the intuition could be that when you are letting yourself be like a child, enjoying the day, living in the moment, like that's really like a very good now in the summer. Like you can charge this fire in you, that fire planet, sun. It's good for you. Anyway, let's see. The treasure was this 9 of Pentacles. Let me see again what is the treasure. Oh, magician. So not just that you're independent maker and this kind of like this case look like a lady, is that you can be magician, so you be really using all the aces and making some magic in this world, get out of nothing something. So you can be wealthy in this sense, like you have very magical creative energy going on, artist stuff. That's your treasure. Showing as artist, showing on this desk with all the tools. You are recognized as somebody who is like an independent maker, artist, and so on. And you should like remember your treasure is that you can communicate very well. I love to see this card because I made one music video for one Sagittarius friend, and we used this position in that music video. So I think it's an indication like she should definitely use that scene where we filmed this magician position. Let's really talk about that. This is like a treasure. But I think you as a magician, you should not forget that you can be now in July. You can really take action, get a lot done. Sandro say your readings are just awesome. Yeah, these are very uplifting. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Anyway, I had this little from Howl's Moving Castle. I had this. Actually, Howl's Moving Castle will be completely the movie you should see, because it's like that. Yeah. Okay, so I made this reading now, and I made actually 3 readings, and I never answer anybody question, but I'm a little bit afraid that my phone might cut because I don't know how much it's charged. But if somebody has now a question, because I need to do still the 3rd reading and I leave tomorrow to Finland, so I have to come back tonight. I still have to come back. But if somebody has no question, I could fast take it. And the questions would be now for somebody who is Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. This reading was for those signs. So is somebody in the house? I know Chandru is Sagittarius, but you want to ask especially just question for you. career reading. I don't have a exactly spread now. How would I do it? I think, let me see, I'll take a crystal first for you. Yes, you are Sagittarius. Sun through, you got the crown chakra. This is very promising. It means that you can have this kind of king and queen energy, like a very high guru energy available for you. So just don't fall to be egotist, like you can serve the people. That's the positive side of being guru, not to serve yourself always. But let me see, what kind of spread do I do? A spread, career, how do I usually do it? I have some spreads in this book. I sometimes like to do it in the spread because it's really like a, but maybe I just take cards generally. Let's do like that. I just take cards. Oh, I think I take like this. I take what you are aware and what you're not aware, because that can be beginning thing and be good. And maybe, let me see what cards I should use. What you are aware and what you're not aware first. So what you're aware, what you're not aware, Sandru. You are really from India. Interesting. Both are 9. 9. Do you have some kind of like a 9 part? Did you were born in the 9th? What was it? Your birth date? But both are 9. So interesting, the mirror. But 9 of cups and then 9 of wands. This is a Pluto card. This is darkness that you are not aware. So what you're aware is this kind of very Indian, like maybe I have to read this story. This is really this, maybe you know this card. Yeah, 9 of December. And your life path is 9 and they are here. We're talking about career, but interesting that you have such a spiritual card that almost tells about what you're aware is really this crown chakra, like a very high spiritual energy, and then we have this Pluto darkness here, like almost like a light and shadow, exactly in these positions. So you're not aware of this Pluto shadow. The Pluto is usually sex, power, and rock and roll. It's kind of like a bit like dangerous stuff because it's always wanting to have power. If you're not aware of how much power you are seeking in your career, can be really a driving force, even this Pluto here. But interesting, yeah, it's very interesting that this 9 came. Do you look like this? Did the cards start to show who you are? I know that you're from India, so I think so. So it's nice that this came. I'm gonna read these little stories. These are those moments when I feel like I'm somehow like able to read, because I'm able to connect to the people like this. Magical moments. Yeah, maybe soon I might look like that. You mean this one? What are those traditions in India? They must be very hot. If Belgium is now hot, they must be even more hot there. Of course, I don't have ventilator in the house, so I guess you have. Okay, I found Pluto, but where is my... I want to read first this. No page numbers here. It's a bit difficult to find. Almost like the Pluto wants to be read first, but I want to have this cup first. Here. Okay. Is prosperity. It's almost like you should be aware of this prosperity, which is Lakshmi is the beloved Hindu goddess of prosperity. She governs over abundance and wealth, both material and spiritual. She is known for her generosity, freely giving to all those who would but receive her gifts. No matter how much she shares, she never runs short. For her, there is more than enough for everyone. There is no moral judgment about which sort of prosperity, material or spiritual, is more desirable. Lakshmi and her devotees love and honor both, for one is the reflection of the other, another instance of as above, so below. And an interesting law seems to be at work with Lakshmi. It seems that she is able to give without restriction, and by doing so, only increases her own prosperity and her generosity. In a symbiotic twist, she needs those to give to in order to increase her own blessings. Likewise, it would seem that we also, in order to fully enjoy our blessings, need others with whom to share. Lakshmi seems to teach us that giving increases rather than lessens our prosperity. And this Nine of Waters promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound, as if from nowhere, simple in response to your own generous actions and simple requests. So it talks about like you should be aware how much you can give to others before they give to you. And this increases your... Was it that you were like a teacher somewhere? I think you have some kind of guru knowledge here. You can be really abundant in giving some Nine of Waters is even like a wish fulfillment. Talk about the spirituality that you could give onto some spiritual practice, and that can be good for your career even, like you have this kind of balance. Chandra say, yes, Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and prosperity. I think I must allow her to do the magic. Yeah, and I think because you are from India, I think you have temples, you could go and pray for this god. This god is coming for you to say like, hey, I'm here. Didn't you know this is my temple? I've never been in India, but I think there is this that you could go personally. Sandra say, yeah, I was a stage operator and was addressing thousands of people, yes. So I think you can be understanding how can you be even in this kind of taking this attention in a good way. Almost this looks like somebody doing yoga. Like some kind of spiritual practice, Indian style. Then we have the Pluto here, the thing that you don't know about your career is completely about power and sex and rock and roll. So maybe there is some passion hidden that you should understand. And Nine of Fire, of course, is Sagittarius card as well. It is. So I don't know if Sagittarius men look like this, but it is a Sagittarius card. Sandra say, I will sponsor you soon to India. Oh, yes. It would be nice if somebody would indeed let me travel the world to be reading for people. Because I'm just kind of, I'm going to Finland tomorrow anyway. Somewhere I go, but mostly in Finland. Anyway, here, some say that the only absolutes in life are death and taxes. Pluto reigns over those infamous aspects of human experience. He does so with cool composure and promises. Now, when the taxes was mentioned, maybe in your work life, who knows, you have some issues sometime to fill all those papers, but this Pluto indeed guides like rules, debt and taxes. So definitely related to work life. The Nine of Fire heralds the inevitable. Unlike the Seven of Fire, the events of the Nine are often not a surprise. More often we see them coming, we know we should prepare, but we resist. The changes Pluto promises are usually difficult and ones we rather forego. While that is not possible, there is at least a promise of riches at the end of the journey. So I think there is also Pluto is not so much a dispenser of death as he is a surgeon, helping us dispose of situations that are completely played out and shedding anything that no longer serves us. Pluto also deals with issues of sex, power, and control, making sure we know when these are appropriate and necessary to pursue and when it's time to let go. And often the experience of Pluto are often hard, painful, or even terrifying. The rewards are vast: renewal of life and spirit, psychological and personal growth, wisdom, the ability to transcend adversity. So, oh my god, I need a little bit again to drink. So, I think you are not aware of some kind of a little bit like change that feels a bit dangerous. But if you're willing to go through this kind of transformation in open mind, it can give you actually a lot of like power. So you just have to kind of like not resist this transformation here. Work with it. Yeah, my work has been very toxic and people are playing cheap games. It shows here. Yeah, I'm looking out for new opportunity, but my mind has been foggy. Yes, so this Pluto energy is here. It's coming. Like maybe it could be like you have to make this choice to change the work, but this maybe even this work life has made you look for this kind of peace, this kind of spiritual practices. But maybe this is the antidote. They are both 9. They are almost like mirroring energy, the light and darkness. But work life, you need to find balance, of course. How you deal with, because people are power seeking also in the work. Their competition, especially in the masculine style, can be competition a lot. This talks about that. Yeah, you are spot on, says Sandro. This is what it shows now, the two opposites. How can you balance this? Then we have the guru and egotist, almost like this will be the egotist. Maybe that is the what give you allergic reaction when people are too egotist, because you can be indeed this more spiritual kind of person. Maybe recognize that if somebody is completely opposite, there is definitely some lessons to learn, because it's almost like the polarity is good for us, but if it's extremely different, I myself has somehow got some allergic reaction to people who are completely different. So it can be that's what you're feeling this moment, even that somebody is so it's like a power hungry, and you're like, oh my god, I want everybody to be like a peaceful and loving. I was looking for a new job and also to parallelly start a business. Yeah, but it is extremely opposite. Yeah. Maybe I give you this kind of advice card that I gave even in Sagittarius reading, what was interestingly showing the vanity there. But let me show you discretion. Interesting. Almost like not to be so fast in your moves, like observation. Sometimes indeed in the chaos situation, we need to just pause everything, or like be very calm, because that's the only way we can see things clear. So this kind of Pluto would be indeed stirring a pot a lot. There would be a lot of like maybe chaos coming. So when I see this and discretion, maybe it's really you need to be like calm and observing and having discretion in your career. So let me see this discretion. There's no numbers. Sometimes it's hard to find. Where is this? Discretion. This is so new deck that I'm not even used to see where they are. Where is that? Here. Okay. 57. So this is advisor, is this suite. Story is the Epic of Fumo Liongo. Origin is from Kenya or Mozambique or Tanzania. When Mmobe gave birth to her son Liongo, she knew he would be invulnerable to all weapons except a copper needle through his navel. She kept his weakness a secret throughout his whole life, never telling a soul. She helped to sneak him tools when he was imprisoned and came to his side when he took his last stand. This card represents prudence, reservation, being tight-lipped, and keeping your own counsel. It also signifies listening more than speaking, acting over talking, and respecting and maintaining privileged information. Okay, so I think this Pluto here about your career tells like you have to be really hush-hush about what you're doing in order to win in this career. Like there can be this kind of a little bit like a dangerous, oh, somebody's giving, I have no idea how much this 200 is, but thank you for donating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get a little travel money for Finland. We're leaving tomorrow. I was actually getting first time paid 80 euro now in June. So when I'm earning my next 70 euro, I get paid. So thank you very much. But this, I even bought this. This money goes to the new deck, so it goes to good cause. So this is for my birthday. I bought this new Oracle of Divine, and this is really a new deck. It's the same series of this tarot deck of the Divine. This is the Oracle deck of it, so it's very new. But interesting. This is really talking about like wanna win with your career. You should not be like a maybe Sagittarius can be like a just fire sign that you are like openly like an open book or something. But now you have to be discreet because there's some kind of danger in this career that opponents can be playing it dirty. Indian rupee. Yes, I will find out how much it is, but I have no idea. It's some euros or how much it is in euros would be nice to know. But thank you anyway. So maybe we verify a little bit with the normal classic cards because I really want to know still some advice. Let's put this fire here. Santru, what to do now in this kind of light and darkness situation? It's almost like you have to keep this cape on. To not almost like in Norse mythology there is a Odin who moves around the mortals like with the cape on and is going to listen to everybody. It's like this kind of like a bit like a Aragorn type ranger who goes and like is not showing all their cards. You have to be a little bit clever like a fox. Now let me show some advice. I could still give some other deck too, but now I give verification of that light and verification of the darkness. Okay, so again you get the same card, which is that. Again, I don't understand why is this. This is the same card as this. This is like, look at how far you have come, but then there is this Pluto in this case. You needed to know this was like a dark energy. So kind of almost like a hurt in the head, kind of a headache of what is coming on. But this is almost finishing a project, so it's almost like, look how far you get, but it was verifying this. So it's almost like you get far by having this kind of peace of mind. Like it still shows in that energy, it still shows this card. So it's really there, like you need to kind of like keep this kind of fighter mentality. There's a lot to keep up, but it could be end of the project almost. So then what we verify the darkness. Okay, there is the money, and money is of course doesn't have to be dark energy, but it's all about like how much you earn. Maybe the money is a driving force of anybody competing. And then we have also, yes, holding on to the property. So it's just, if there is any darkness, is because people are hungry for the money, hungry for earning the big paycheck. But it's there is definitely I mean, I don't know what business is this, but there is money coming, but it is somehow like you're holding on to it in the sense that this is not so moving. This very stable energy, but you're holding to every penny you get. Sometimes that can be, that is not good, because the money should be flowing. It should be like the abundance should be flowing, a bit like here. Everything has to be in flow state. So maybe there's some kind of lesson of that, how you can your attitude can change how you see your situation. But I think your attitude can even change when you observe longer, when you see more clear. Then you know more surely what to do. It's good to have this kind of like clarity. Sandra, I think I must let go of something that is temporary now and follow my passion, which will unlock wealth for me. There is clearly in this side that same energy here. It's almost like this heavy worker looks to this passion like, is that enough? I'm holding on to this once, but I really would like to be there. That person is chilling there, is like somehow the energy, this person looks even here. So I think you should kind of like see this kind of, maybe even your spirituality as a power. Maybe as a second job, I don't know if you do some kind of meditations or somehow related to spirituality, but there's some kind of power there. What kind of career? I'm gonna give you one card advice from this Psychic of the Heart, because that is very fitting for the masculine energy usually to give advice even. So I'm gonna give one card from this Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Fear of what will happen if I don't have a job and yield myself to small money. Yeah. This is a little bit that fear so here. You are holding on every money. But you might limit yourself somehow with that attitude, because attitude is a choice. Everything is actually a choice in life, but you can choose to look things much more like a positive way and see more opportunities that might change your situation, that you even are able to do more. So you're not limiting your view. This discretion shows that you should have this kind of look the situation longer and start to understand what is possible for you. This also talks about somehow it can be risky to compete with other people, like they have their tactics. So that's why it's good to look. My spiritual journey became low after taking up this job. And indeed, it looks like here almost like, oh, I wish I had time for this, and still, it's a lot the same work heavy here. Okay, now for Sandru, show me advice of the career. What is the focus point now? Solar plexus chakra, nice. This is actually something you can do. Like it could have been any card, because there is like a tarot cards too. It's such a nice thing that it gives you directly that you can heal the solar plexus chakra, because that's a willpower. That's the life force in you. So if you are doing something of the chakra healing, you could focus on the solar plexus chakra, then you know that is actually what you need to heal. It's very positive to know, like, okay, I can focus on something, and is that, and read some little text about that. It's really the willpower. almost like dealing with this kind of energy. Maybe you have been lacking the ambition. You are kind of like giving up. Okay, I do just have energy for, but